the storm with your heart. Play the storm with your heart.
Here we go. So just looking at the free agency, we already know they brought in Saquon. Who else did they bring? Oh, they brought in Paris Campbell as well. Okay.
Yeah.
Oren Burks. CJ Gardner Johnson. I forgot they re-signed him. Who else did they bring in? Devontae Parker. He's kind of washed. He's a jump ball guy.
Separation.
CJ Uzama, Devin White. So yeah, it's not the worst free agency in the world. It's better than most. They didn't resign Kevin Byard. That was just a huge whiff. And they brought back Brandon Graham, his old ass. He's still in the league for whatever reason. So yeah, that was free agency pretty much. A lot of the well-known. Quinyon Mitchell, I was mad about that. I want him to go to the Packers. I really want him to go to the Packers, but they had to select him. You can't pass that. He was arguably the number one corner coming out of the draft. Cooper DeJean, the next round out of Iowa. That was another hurt. Dude that, yeah, he is hurt. Some other guys I don't really know much about. Jeremiah Trouter, Clemson, linebacker.
He got hurt too.
Trevor Keegan. Yeah, Johnny Wilson, wide receiver floor. Oh yeah, Johnny Wilson. All right, that was another. That's Steve Smith's favorite wide receiver, Johnny Wilson. All right, then we look at the coaching staff. They bring in Vic Fangio. I don't know. Is Vic Fangio? Is his scheme outdated?
The too high meta is starting to get cooked nowadays. And coming from the Dolphins, the players did not like Vic Fangio, surprisingly. So they was all happy when he left. So I don't know if that's an indicator of anything, but
his disciples, the disciples from that Vic Fangio scheme, they haven't been playing. They haven't been doing well. You got Brandon Staley. I forget the other coaches, but yeah, that whole group. It hasn't been looking too well these past 5 years when it comes to that scheme. So I don't know if bringing Vic Fangio in this point in time will do much for that team. Kellen Moore, we already know Kellen Moore. We talked about him. I heard some things. Yeah, I've heard some things from camp, though, that the offense is just cooking the defense. So maybe that's
interesting.
I don't know if that's good or not. I don't think
the pads are on yet, though.
He's like, no, they're definitely not on pads. They're definitely training camp just started. We in 27 training
some
camp.
Some teams got pads on already.
Damn, already. Okay, well, sheesh. Okay, so then we look at the depth chart. They projected obviously Jalen Hurts. He's going to start. You have Saquon, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith. They have Paris Campbell at the slot, Dallas Goedert, and then offensive line. They're still pretty solid. The center Cam Jurgens, never heard of him. He's replacing. Nah, I never heard of him.
I guess because you don't follow the division, so.
See, a lot of these guys are like, what was he, a second string dude? Like a lot of these dudes, I'm not really, yeah, you're right.
Cam Jerk, he got some big shoes to fill.
Oh, yes. Jason Kelsey replacing a Hall of Famer. So we look at the defense. They're 3-4 defense. Milton Williams, never heard of dude, starting at left DN. Milton Williams.
I've
never heard of him. Obviously, Jordan Davis, nose tackle. Jalen Carter, he's going to start on the right side of the defensive end. You have Bryce.
Jalen Carter?
Yeah, Jalen Carter. He's not going to be a defensive tackle. He's going to be a DN for them.
What?
That's the projection that they have for them. They think Jordan Davis, he's going to be the nose tackle, and they said Jalen Carter's going to start at the right side of the defensive end. You have Bryce Huff, you have Nakobe Dean, Devin White, Nolan Smith Jr., Quinyon Mitchell, CJ Gardner Johnson, Reed Blankenship, Darius Slay Jr., and Avante Maddox. So that is the defense. A lot of youth. A lot of youth. It can go either way. It can go up or it can go down. This is really all about potential, and we don't really know if they're going to develop or not.
Yeah, that defense, I'm not too moved. I'm gonna be honest with you. Outside of a few guys like Jalen Carter, Darius Slay, he might, he's getting up there in age, so who knows when he may, Father Time starts coming to collect when he's old. Quinion Mitchell, he's still young. It's like it's just very young roster, especially on the defensive end. Kobe Dean, I was super high on him when he got drafted a couple years ago, but now I'm like, I don't think I've seen him make a play. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I don't think I've seen him make a single play. Devin White, y'all know my feelings on Devin White. I don't think he's good. He's not good. All Devin White does is run fast. That's pretty much it. He was a Levante David merchant, and I don't think he could be the number one guy in the linebacker core. You're setting yourself up for failure. He can't cover. Sometimes he goes through tries to hit the wrong gap in the run game. I don't think I think he's just athleticism in my opinion. But the offense, I think the offense. What happened?
Oh, it's probably the signal or something. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The offense though, it really depends on Kellen Moore. Can they execute the Kellen Moore scheme? And the Kellen Moore scheme is curls. I don't know if he changed it. He may go a different direction. He may change it up a little bit. But from what I've seen from him on the Cowboys and the Chargers, they still was running them curls. So we're gonna have to see. He has plenty of talent at his disposal on the offensive end. He has Saquon, Smitty, AJ Brown, still got Dallas Goddard. O-line isn't as good as it probably as it was last year without the Jason Kelsey thing, but it really depends. But I still have the Eagles winning the division personally because the Cowboys is getting on my nerves and the whole NFC East curse thingy.
Okay. But yeah, basically, so yeah, the Eagles, there's a lot of question marks on the defensive side. A lot of youth, a lot of guys that we really don't know how good they're going to be. And you have the CJ Gardner Johnson, you have the Darius Slays, but they're up there in age. We really don't know exactly how good they still are. James Bradbury, he moved to safety. He's a free safety now. He's going to be the second string safety because as a corner, he was just cooked. He wasn't good last year. I heard Eli Ricks, he took some first team reps at corner, I think it is. On the depth chart, they have him as the fourth string cornerback. I don't see that lasting. But yeah, Brian is absolutely right when it comes to Devin White. He didn't play well. Warren Sapp, he talked about it on his podcast, how he brought up just the lack of effort from Devin White and him missing gaps and not doing his job. It just seems like he's lost out there when he doesn't have Levante David coaching him up. So this team is, I wouldn't say it's a mystery because that offense is still very talented. You have Jalen Hurts, you have AJ Brown, you have Devontae Smith, you have Saquon Barkley. And with all of the criticism of Kellen Moore's offense, he still produced a top 5 offense with the Cowboys. So when he has the requisite pieces at his disposal, he can still produce a high-powered offense. It's just, is it efficient enough when it matters most? And that's the question with the Eagles. I don't know if he'll change some things up. They also brought in Mekhi Becton, but we already know he's good as like a second string guy. At the end of the day, although yes, it's Kellen Moore, I still think this offense is going to be good. They're too talented not to be. The defense is more of a mystery. That's going to be more of a mystery than anything else because of their youth and the fact that Darius Slay is getting up there in age and CJ Gardner-Johnson. I know he was solid for them, but can he be good on this team? I don't know. But yeah.
Just let me be me.